YouTube, welcome back to the channel, man. So today I got y'all with the top 5 assault rifles that you should be using after the season 5 update. There was a lot of nerfs and buffs in the most recent season 5 update, so I figured I would give y'all the top 5 long and mid-range weapons that you should be using. So with that being said, man, let's go ahead and get into it. So starting this video off, I got y'all with easily the best long-range weapon in Warzone 2 right now, the TAQ-V. Now I know the TAQ-V isn't technically an assault rifle, so before somebody says that, man, just chill out. This is definitely the gun y'all need to be using for long range right now. So I'm gonna quickly build y'all the TAQ-V setup, man. So for the muzzle, make sure you guys come over here, throw on the Seiken Tread 40. This is going to give you that vertical and horizontal recoil control. You want to tune this for recoil stabilization and recoil control to make the TAQ-V a beam already. Then next up, we're going to go to barrel, throw on the 18 precision barrel. This is going to give you damage range and more bullet velocity. You're going to tune this for recoil steadiness and damage range as well. And next up on the TAQ-V, we're going to throw on the AMO PV4 scope. You could go whatever scope you like here, but personally, I like the AMO P for those long range gunfights. Once you throw on the AMO P, you're going to tune it for aim down, sight speed, and far. Next up, man, we want to throw in an underbarrel. That's going to be the TAQ Ripper for the aiming idle stability and even more recoil stabilization. We're then going to tune this for extra recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. At this point, the TAQ-V is an absolute laser. And then for the magazine, man, we're going to go on with the 50-round drum here to give us the max ammo capacity possible. Now, this right here is the best long-range gun in Warzone 2 right now. I know technically it's not an AR, but I would be lying to y'all if I didn't put this gun in today's video. So let's go ahead and jump into the second best gun. Now, coming in at number 2, we got the CRONEN SQUALL. Again, this is technically not an assault rifle. It's a battle rifle, but this gun plays exactly like an AR, and it is definitely the number 2 best long-range gun in Warzone. So again, I'm going to quickly build you guys this setup, man. For the muzzle, just like we had on the TAQ-V, we're going to throw on the Seiken Tread 40 here. Vertical and horizontal recoil control, already bringing down the recoil for us. And just like the TAQ-V, man, tune it for recoil stabilization and recoil control to make this thing a laser. And then coming up next, I'm rocking the AMO P on this gun too. Like I said before, I just love the AMO P scope for all the long-range weapons. Of course, you can go whatever optic you like the most here, but I'm going with the AMO P. And just like on my TAQ-V, I tune it for ADS speed and far. And then next up on the CRONEN, man, just like the TAQ-V, we're going to throw on the TAQ Ripper for the aiming stability and extra recoil stabilization. Tuned for recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability, of course. And then next up on the CRONEN SQUALL, man, you're going to put on the high velocity rounds for the even more bullet velocity. Make sure you guys tune this for damage range and bullet velocity to give you the maximum range possible on the CRONEN SQUALL. And then to finish it off, of course, the 50-round mag to give us the max ammo. Now, this is going to be the number 2 best long-range gun in Warzone. The TAQ-V and the CRONEN are easily the meta right now. Both of those are absolutely frying. So I figured I would go ahead and knock those out at the beginning of the video for you guys. And let's go ahead and jump into number 3. Now, coming in at the number 3 spot, I got you guys a true assault rifle now, and that's going to be the TAQ-56. This is definitely a top assault rifle right now. Still one of the best guns in Warzone. So we're going to hop straight into the build here, man. First thing you need is the Harbinger D20 muzzle. For that, sound suppression, bullet velocity, damage range, and extra recoil smoothness. And we are going to tune this for max recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. And then coming up next on the TAQ-56, man, we want the Tundra Pro Barrel for damage range, hipfire accuracy, and even more bullet velocity. Go ahead and tune this for recoil steadiness and maximize that damage range. And then, of course, we want an underbarrel, and we're going to go with the TAQ Ripper again. Just one of the best underbarrels in the entire game to give you aiming idle stability and more recoil control. And you're going to max this out for recoil stabilization, aiming idle stability, of course. At this point, the TAQ-56 is an absolute beam. Coming up on the 4th attachment on the TAQ-56, man, you could go with an optic here, something like a red dot or the AMO P. But personally, I don't rock an optic on the TAQ-56. I throw on the high velocity rounds for the more range and bullet velocity. And when I tune this, of course, I want the damage range and bullet velocity here. Now, like I said, man, you could go with an optic if you do like an optic on the TAQ-56. Personally, I don't. And for the magazine, we're going to go with the 60, of course. Here you guys have the meta TAQ-56 build, and let's go ahead and jump into the 4th AR. Now, coming in at the number 4 spot, man, I got you guys with the ISO HEMLOCK, still one of the best assault rifles in Warzone right now. I would definitely recommend the ISO if you guys don't have maybe the TAQ-V or the CRONEN. ISO is definitely going to get the job done. So starting off the build, man, just like the TAQ-56, we want the Harbinger muzzle for the bullet velocity, damage range, and recoil smoothness. Max out the recoil smoothness and the bullet velocity. And then we want to throw the Fielder T50 barrel on this ISO, man, for the damage range, bullet velocity, velocity, and even more recoil control. We're gonna max out recoil steadiness here and damage range to make the ISO an absolute beam and give us some range to get more kills in those long range gunfights. And next up, we got the optic, man. You guys already know I love the MOP, so that's what I'm gonna rock. Like I said on all the other guns, man, optic always comes down to preference, but for me, I'm rocking the MOP. You guys already know the tuning, man, aim down, sight speed, and far. And then coming up next on the ISO, man, you guys already know the F-TAG Ripper 56 underbarrel. This is just a staple in all long-range weapons in Warzone 2 right now for the aiming out of stability and recoil control. Again, max out recoil stabilization, aiming out of stability. It's going to make your ISO a beam. And you guys can probably guess the final attachment, man, the 45 round mag to keep us from reloading all the time. Here you guys have the meta ISO HEMLOCK build. And let's go ahead and jump into the 5th AR that you should be using. So coming up next, man, I got y'all with a crazy M4 loadout. Now, the M4 is easily still one of the best assault rifles in Warzone right now. It's been pretty much one of the best since the game came out, and that really hasn't changed. So starting it off for the muzzle, man, we're going to go with the Seiken Tread 40 here, just like we had on the TAQ-V for the horizontal and vertical recoil control. You guys know the tuning, max out the recoil stabilization and the recoil control. Next up, we're going to throw in the Hightower 20 barrel for the recoil control, damage range, and bullet velocity. We're then going to max out recoil steadiness and damage range here to keep the recoil down and also give the M4 as much range as possible. And then for the underbarrel, man, you guys guessed it, the F-TAG Ripper for the aiming stability and recoil stabilization. Max out both recoil tunings and the aiming out of stability. Now here you guys have a couple options on the M4, man. You could rock an optic like the MOP or a red dot, but for me, I don't rock an optic on the M4. Instead, I throw on the X10 rear grip. This is going to give you sprint to fire and aim down sight speed and really just up the overall speed of the M4. I really like this. So then you want to max out the aim down sight and sprint to fire speed tunings. Like I said, this is going to really up the mobility and speed of the M4. So depending on your play style, you could go with the X10 grip here, or if you don't want to use that and you want to use a scope, you could go ahead and do that too. And then to finish it off, of course, you want that 60 round mag so you don't have to reload all the time. Here you guys have the best M4 loadout in Season 5 right now, and let's go ahead and jump into the last loadout. Now, last but not least, man, I got you guys with the Lockman 556. A lot of people have been calling this gun the Growl 2.0 because it literally doesn't move. This gun has no recoil. I would put this as one of the lower meta guns in Warzone 2, but you could definitely still fry with this thing. So getting straight into the build, man, for the muzzle, we want the Harbinger D20 for the sound suppression, bullet velocity, damage range, and recoil smoothness. You're going to max out recoil smoothness and bullet velocity here to give you the maximum bullet velocity while also keeping the recoil down. Now for the barrel, we're going to go with the 15.9 Lockman Rat barrel for the recoil control, bullet velocity, and more damage range. For the tuning, max out recoil steadiness and damage range. Again, this is going to make the Lockman a beam and also keep the damage very high. Underbarrel, take a guess. F-TAG Ripper 56, man. You're going to tune it for recoil and aiming out of stability. Now, I do recommend using an optic on the Lockman 556, man. We're going to go with the MOP scope here. Like I said, just my favorite optic, my go-to. We're going to max out the aim down sight speed tuning and the far tuning. Now, the bottom bar, close and far, is just your FOV when you're scoped in. So I always max out far so I can see as much as possible in my scope. And then to finish it off, man, we want the 60 round mag. This is one of the most fun ARs to use in Warzone. Like I said, it literally has no recoil, so I would definitely recommend it to you guys. That's going to be the last loadout of today's video, man. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you haven't yet, make sure you leave a like. And as always, if you guys are new around here, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.